This fight is the coming out party for Emanuel Augustus, then known as Emanuel Burton. He entered the ring here with an 8-5 record, but as the fight progresses, the announcers and his opponent quickly realize that he's much better than his win-loss record suggests. You can see Augustus gain confidence throughout the fight, even though he's being outclassed in some exchanges. We also catch glimpses of the playful showboating that he would later become famous for. In the opposite corner is the mighty Ivan Robinson, who at 22-0 is the number 1 ranked lightweight contender in the IBF, waiting for a title shot against champion Philip Holliday. Robinson was expecting a stay-busy fight against Pete Taliaferro, who pulled out 1 week before the bout. Stepping in as a late replacement was the then unknown Emanuel Burton.
And round 1 of a scheduled 10-round lightweight fight between Ivan Robinson, fighting out of Philadelphia, and Emanuel Burton from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Robinson, 22-0, 10 KOs, USBA lightweight champion, fighting in the metallic blue trunks, while Emanuel Burton, 8-5-2 from Baton Rouge. And Dave Bontempo having a chance to talk to Ivan Mighty Robinson yesterday. He's ranked number 1 in the IBF, number 6 WBC, 7 WBA, and he's ready for a title shot. A 9th round disqualification of Mejia, and the reason, low blows, and we've been hearing a lot about low blows as of late in professional boxing.
Well, it seems to be a recurring theme from time to time, especially if you have paid attention to the Bo Galana madness. Now, Ivan Robinson has a good jab. He's a stylist. That will be his ticket to victory in this fight. That sets up the right hand, which he landed.
Overhand right, missing on that occasion. Darnell Burton, 8-5-2, wants to stay in the face of Robinson. Had only 1 week to prepare for this fight. Robinson was scheduled to fight Pete Taliaferro, the former world champion, but Taliaferro had to pull out of this contest with an injury. And a left hand followed by a right hook to the body, landing for Darnell Burton.
You see Burton coming in there and taking a shot. Now, guys have had a 1-week training. They might come out strong, but then watch the conditioning of Emanuel Burton and see how it affects him here.
Under 10 seconds remaining in round 1. He begins.
And you see that Robinson throwing many of his punches, jabs. He had an edge over there, and of that 74, 59 attempted were jabs. That is the meal ticket for Ivan Robinson, and we will see how that progresses during this bout.
Ivan Robinson has had an opportunity to spar with some very talented boxers, most recently Pernell Whitaker in San Antonio, Texas, as Whitaker prepares for his rematch with Wilfredo Rivera. And Ivan said he had an opportunity to really sharpen his head movement skills up.
You have to in order to survive against Pernell Whitaker in sparring sessions, which he did. And the beauty of it is that after you've sparred with Pernell Whitaker, everybody else looks like they're in slow motion. Now, Burton is starting to tee off here. He's not really respecting the power of Ivan Robinson. He's taking his shot early, and this could be very interesting if he can establish some inside identity in this bout.
Burton getting a lot more active here in the 2nd round.
Inside.
Good combination by Emanuel Burton. And here's Robinson now putting on the pressure. There's a left hook landing, followed by a straight right hand.
You've got 2 guys here, both of whom believe the other guy cannot break an egg with their punches, and as a result, they're both standing in and teeing off. There's nothing a guy that doesn't punch well likes better than another guy who doesn't punch well.
Already some redness on the right eye of Emanuel Burton.
Now, we talked about the stamina in the last round. He's already got his mouth open here, and he will certainly hit that stamina barrier first.
14 seconds remaining in round number 2 from Teamsters Hall here in Baltimore, Maryland.
back, and he'll remember that exchange.
At the end of round 2, Emanuel Burton getting off punches after the bell had sounded. Ivan Robinson did not take too kindly to it.
Robinson has the edge in punches landed. You see an advantage in punches thrown. Not really a tremendous amount there, but the quality of his shots in the second half of round 2 were telling.
There's that left hook by Ivan Robinson. Gets caught coming in, though. Burton utilizing his jab.
Yeah, this is a good battle of the jabs here. Robinson has a little better one, but Burton is not afraid to use his to try and set things up. These guys just love this target practice here.
They had 2 left hooks landing for Emanuel Burton. Burton comes into the fight 8-5-2 against an undefeated Ivan Robinson at 22-0 with 10 KO. The USBA lightweight champion, ranked #1 in the IBF.
Now you know that Robinson's corner would prefer he not be engaged in this type of warfare. Even though it's exciting here for the fans, they would prefer that he box because he has a lot more on the line and a lot to lose in this type of a fight.
There's a big overhand right by Ivan Robinson. Admittedly, he comes into this fight knowing nothing about Emanuel Burton. Robinson with more experience, 25 years old. Emanuel Burton, 21.
Burton may have established a candid record yesterday, a candid record, because when asked his record, which was listed at 10-5-2, he said, no, I've got 8 wins. He took 2 away. Most fighters try to add a couple of wins.
And there's a left hand landing. Emanuel Burton not intimidated at all by Ivan Robinson. Both fighters standing toe-to-toe.
In between rounds, he would like to be a crowd pleaser, learning how to do that, hopefully for him. He's happy and he's excited that he's in this good fight here. Now I think he has to be a little more focused and try to score and not waste as much energy. Robinson has landed 187 jabs through 4 rounds, and 107 for Burton, and that's why they affect the numbers that you see. 323 punches overall through 4 rounds for Ivan Robinson. His corner would like to see that up near 100 a round.
Burton with the combination of his own, backing up Ivan Robinson, trying to work to the body.
Tell you what, Burton wants to make this a fight whatever happens. He's in there, he's taking his shots, he's hoping that one can clip Robinson and change this fight around.
Robinson stepping out of trouble.
Robinson very confident, but he does need to keep the jab peppering out there to maintain an edge and style. When he doesn't throw the jab, Burton is a much better fighter.
Ivan Robinson, great combination there. And Emanuel Burton continues to talk and continues to come forward. There's a jab landed. Fighters exchanging jabs, and once again, blood starts to come out of the nose of Robinson. Oh, quick left hand by Burton. Emanuel Burton, not a lot of experience. Only 15 professional fights. He only had 26 amateur fights.
And Robinson with really only a slight edge in round 5, but that's an indicative graphic there because he's been just a little better in every round of this fight.
And as we were talking between rounds, with only 1 week to prepare for this bout, he had a little bit more of a chance to get ready, to get in shape. Not a bad fighter.
Not at all. He comes forward, he makes fights, pressures. He has certainly gotten Robinson's attention in here, and he's certainly a pest. He's no pushover fight for Ivan Robinson. He could clock him here and catch him. But that 1 week notice is so tough for many fighters.
Doubling up on the jab there.
Yeah, it's one thing to get ready for a fight when you know the date. If you're in the gym, that's not the same type of sparring that you would get with a fight lined up. And Burton continues to try with the showboating. It's a combination of pretty much off-the-wall tendencies, and some of it is stuff that he needs to psych himself. And basically, you've got two things working here.
Trying to build lightweight champion against Emanuel Burton out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Boy, Robinson tried to play possum there, leaning over to his right, hoping that he would get the other guy moving in. Now the unnecessary sticking out of the tongue here by Ivan Robinson. This is pretty amateurish by both guys.
Right hands landing for Emanuel Burton. I just came up here to Baltimore, and I'm going to go out there and fight and give it my all.
Well, he's certainly been animated, and if given the proper guidance for crowd pleasing, would be a very willing participant there. And there's a good indication of what Robinson has done to earn this fight the lead. 133-73 with the jab. Perhaps the most meaningful statistic of all the ones we've seen tonight.
Once again, Burton doing a good job with the left hand. There's a hook. Burton, another quick left hand.
Robinson should have that jab in his face continuously. Have too much motion in some of the showboating, it's like crying wolf. You won't be taken seriously when you have to be.
Good straight right hand by Ivan Robinson.
He even gets the salute from Burton.
Burton fighting back, continuing to throw punches here in round number 8. Pace starting to quicken here.
Well, Robinson's starting to turn it on. He really got Burton's attention with that right hand. Burton has had only the 1 week to prepare. May have to measure himself in the last 3 rounds. He is standing straight up now instead of bending like he was earlier, an indication of some fatigue.
And Ivan Robinson gets on his horse again. Decides to move from side to side.
This is a sizable enough ring for Ivan Robinson that he can feel safe moving in this.
Under 10 to go in round number 8. You can tell that if the kid had an opportunity to increase his training, maybe a little bit more time between fights, that he has some talent.
So much of boxing is connections. You see guys who, if they had the manager, if they had the right direction, they could do that. But when fights don't materialize, sometimes guys get disillusioned. They're not always in their best shape. Now, for only having a week, Burton has come in here and done a pretty fine job from a conditioning standpoint. Now, Robinson really able to put more punches together. Burton is more tired now. Not able to keep Robinson off as much. He's gone a long way with his stamina up until this point.
Robinson going to the body, following it up with the jab. hook inside, landing for Ivan Robinson.
And Burton is leaning back, trying to make every shot a home run here because he needs it.
Another right hand landing for Emanuel Burton. He fights extremely well when he gets a chance to get inside. But when Robinson decides to distance himself, that's when the troubles begin.
Well, Burton has
Keeping his distance.
not much on the hook there by Burton. Some of the good body work
as well.
Some of the good body work by Robinson took its toll.
But from the opening bell, Emanuel Burton has continued to come forward, taking the best shots delivered by Ivan Robinson.
And he's enabled Robinson to move side to side and sometimes to get into his best mode.
Closing out the 9th round at Teamsters Hall, Ivan Robinson, Emanuel Burton. Robinson and Emanuel Burton. Ivan Robinson in the metallic blue trunks. Burton in the blue trunks with white trim. Robinson came into this fight preparing for Pete Taliaferro, but Taliaferro, two-time world champion, had to pull out with an injury. And Emanuel Burton got the call 1 week later. He was in the middle of the ring. And he's been a good opponent for Ivan Robinson. Robinson able to get in some good work.
Yeah, and if you like numbers, here's something that Burton has actually landed 6 more punches than Ivan Robinson in this fight. A big difference for Robinson, though, has been a lead of 167 to 87 in connected jabs. So this could be very interesting. Should be Robinson's fight. He's been on the outside. He's got the technical style the judges like, but Burton has been game.
Ivan Robinson ranked #1 by the IBF, #6 by the WBC, and 7th by the
Breakdown leading up to it is dangerous for him.
left hook. Burton doubling up with the left hook. Straight right hand landing there for Emanuel Burton.
Robinson on the outside. Burton again showing the problem with the iron. When you add up all the times he's done those kinds of things in this bout, it's a lot of seconds that have been taken away from him. The idea of throwing punches, he's not doing it there.
Robinson stepping out of trouble, firing off a combination, getting the crowd involved. Not many of those punches landed. There's Emanuel Burton continuing to come forward.
So you've had Burton coming in with a little bit of an edge in the power punches, and Robinson with a supreme edge in the jabs. And I think that stat will give Ivan Robinson this fight and preserve his #1 ranking by the IBF.
So when the judges decided to go to the cards, Ivan Robinson scoring a unanimous decision as he keeps his record perfect at 23-0.
And I think his people will really try to make the November fight with Philip Holliday, try to lure him here and give him a lot of money to do so.
Robinson did challenge Philip Holliday for the title, but lost the decision over 12 rounds. His career seemed to be on the downswing after being stopped in 3 rounds by Israel Cardona, but he managed to upset Arturo Gatti in 1998, winning back-to-back decisions over the fan favorite. Despite these crowd-pleasing victories, Robinson failed to gain momentum, and he lost a one-sided decision to Angel Manfredi in 1999. After that, he was relegated to being the B-side for the remainder of his career. So in his prime, Robinson was a classic Philadelphia stylist who, despite his lack of power, often chose to slug it out with opponents, sometimes to his own detriment. If you want to see more footage on Emanuel Augustus, I'll include the link to the documentary-style piece in the description box. Thanks for watching.